the U.S. has been trying to go to war with Iran for many years now. And I know it's funny to say trying. Obviously, the U.S., with the largest military in the world, spending $1 trillion a year, could just go to war with Iran, right? There's no reason they have to try. But the reason they don't do that is because it would be massive and messy, and Iran is allied with other countries, but Iran is also very large and strong in their own way. They may not have the U.S.-sized military, but you would end up, any type of U.S. invasion would be a grueling, on the ground, millions of people dying, thousands and thousands of U.S. troops dying. It's not something that the U.S. people would be okay with, I assume, I hope. And so the U.S. is looking for more ways to harm Iran. They've already been at economic war with Iran for years now. That harm is intense, that economic war. But here's the latest that is getting very little U.S. coverage. 3,000 more U.S. troops sent to the Persian Gulf. Is a new conflict coming against Iran? This is from liberationnews.org. The United States has increased its military presence in the Persian Gulf, raising the risk of an armed conflict against Iran. In early August, the military announced the deployment of 3,000 Marine and Navy personnel. The military escalation includes helicopters, amphibious landing vehicles, and additional fighter jets, including F-35, F-16, and A-10 aircraft and guided missile destroyers. I've always wanted to know what the amphibious assaults are. Any of the soldiers, as they like jump in the water, are they going, "Oh, it's so cold! It's so cold! Oh, burr! Oh, my nipples are hard! My nipples are hard! My nipples are hard!" Because I picture a lot of that, and I don't know if that's frowned upon in the amphibious assaults, to be like, whoa. Like, do any of them dip their toe in and go, "Nah, nope, not for me"? It's cold, dude. It's cold. That's not for me. That's not my nipples are hard, and I haven't even gotten in yet. That's not for me. Okay, dude. No. When I signed up for this, no one said it was going to be that cold. That's ridiculous. If we would have thought of amphibious invasion in the Caribbean or something, why here? No. My balls will be in my throat. I'm not doing it. So I just want to know, does that ever happen? Anyway, I feel like we should address that first and then get back to the story here, but whatever. I'll move on, I guess, for your sake. The stated purpose of this escalation is for the United States to provide security, right? That's what we do around the world. Security. To provide security to the Persian Gulf, in particular, the Strait of Hormuz. According to the United States, Iran has either seized or attempted to take nearly 20 internationally flagged ships in the region in the past 2 years. What they're not saying is the reason Iran has done that is because the U.S. has been stealing Iranian oil in those same waterways off of ships. So basically, Iran is involved in a tit for tat, and the U.S. isn't telling you about the tit. Okay? If it's a tit for tat, you got to tell us about the tit. Please, in detail, mainstream media, please describe the tits. Could you do that for us? Because otherwise, you're lying by omission. The specific ways in which the U.S. military intends to use this force is not clear. Some statements suggest that the heightened presence is intended to serve as a deterrent to Iran's active naval presence. But senior U.S. Defense Department officials in Central Command have reportedly worked on a proposal to enable the military to intervene more directly. The proposal includes plans to have Marines offer protection, quote unquote, to boarding civilian commercial ships flying foreign flags. So there you have it. The U.S. has sent 3,000 more troops to the Middle East. And let me ask you this. How often are you seeing on CNN U.S. sending troops to the Middle East? U.S. involved in active troop deployment to the Middle East? I've heard zero. Maybe there's a little mention in the New York Times, you know, page D13 past the ads for bras and the, you know, column written by some neoliberal lunatic. To better understand this development, the geography of the region must be considered. The entire northern coast of the Persian Gulf is the coast of Iran. Ships sailing into the Persian Gulf go through the Strait of Hormuz, a narrow waterway, again right off the coast of Iran. The strait is a waterway between the Persian Gulf and the Gulf of Oman, also right on the southern shores of Iran. Okay, they're trying to rhyme this a little too much. Should Iran be worried about the security off its own coast? A brief look at the history of hostile U.S. actions in the Persian Gulf makes it clear that the vigilance of Iran's Navy is not irrational or based on paranoia. On top of that, how would we respond if there were non-allied, I don't want to say enemy. It's not like Iran is our enemy, although we act as if it is. But how would we respond if there were Iranian ships off our coast? If there were Russian ships off the coast of Florida? I mean, Florida, they can have Florida, but off the coast of other places. Sorry, Florida. It is funny, though, whenever I insult a place like Florida, obviously you're like 75 or 80% or 90% of everybody watching this who lives in Florida is the best. You're the best people in Florida. That's why you're watching this. So, unfortunately, when I insult a place like Florida, all the Floridians watching this are the cool ones. And you're not the ones I want to insult. I want to insult directly the ones not watching this. And so if anybody has a way to get this to those who wouldn't watch it so that I can tell them that they're fucking awful loser human beings, please do that. Because I've been trying to get to them, but instead it's just you cool people. And that's really fucked up.